Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. So we've got a program here for you which basically gets web pages, saves them, opens and reads them. So we're going to do it bit by bit, piece by piece. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a scalar path here, which is C users mark desktop. So that's my desktop path. Your desktop path will be different to this, so you'll have to find out what your own unique desktop path is. Then we use the command CHDIR here. Let's just make it a little bit bigger to change path. So we're going to change into that desktop path. Now what we're going to do is we're going to create a subroutine here called HTML web page. So this basically checks the page is running. So we use the print function here and tell the user to enter a web page here. So they're going to enter a web page like HTTPS. And we use the chomp here and the scalar variable myscalar web page here and assign it to standard input. This will get the input that the user types in. Okay, we're going to use the response here, myscalar response, and we're going to assign it to head and web page. So this should get the sorry about that, the web page name. But before we do that, we've got to evaluate it by using the conditional if. So if the response up here, so if we get a response, it will print the website is up and running. So with this, we're just seeing if the website's up and running, and a new line. And then if that happens, we go down onto the next function here, which is called get HTML web page. So we pass this web page down into the other function here. Or else if that's not the case, if there's some kind of problem, we've got the catch-all else here, and that will print out a message to the user telling the user that the website might be down, there's some kind of problem with it. Okay, once we jump from here, if everything's up and running, we jump down into this function here, which is called get HTML. So this gets the HTML from the web page and it also saves it. It saves it to a text file. So here we go, we're going to handle this web page here. So we've got the scalar web page and we've assigned it to this, which is kind of like an array where we're going to store it. And then what we do is we print getting the web page HTML and saving, and we've interpolated the path here. Now if we go back up here, this is the path where we're going to save the file. So we've interpolated this path name into here, so it will print out the path name where we're going to save the file. And then we'll use the sleep function here. So sleep is just basically a pause, and I've entered a value of 2 into there. So 2 here means 2 seconds. So we're going to pause the program for 2 seconds. And then what we do is we create another scalar variable and we assign it to get web page. Okay, so then we're going to open a file using the file handler, and we use this little symbol here to create the text file and to write to it. And the name of that text file that we will be creating on the desktop is called web.txt. And then we have the generic error message here. If something goes wrong, we use or die, and I put error there and it will just flash an error message, whatever happened. Okay, so what we do is we use the file handler here and we print the web page HTML into it, and then once we've finished working with the file, we use close file handler. And then we print a message to the user telling the user exactly what's happened. So we need to inform the user what's happened in the program. So we just simply say web page saved here. Again, we've interpolated the path, which is my desktop path, and a new line. Okay, we come on to the final part of the program here, which is called open and read. So we're going to open and read the saved HTML file. So again, we use the print command and we tell the user we're opening the file. Okay, again, we use the sleep function, but this time we give it a value of 1, which is 1 second. So we will pause it for 1 second, so it won't instantaneously open straight away. Then what we go down here, we've got to open this file. So again, we use open, create scalar file handler there. And this time we use this here, the opposite way around. So what this does, it actually reads the text file. And the text file that we want to read is web.txt. Again, we have our generic error message handler here. And then we have a while loop. and create a scalar variable called line and assign it to file handler, because we're going to go through each line and then we're going to print each line. Okay, all we have to do is call this program. So there's a couple of things I'm going to call. First, HTML web page, and then open and read. So let's just try this. Let's just run it. Okay, I want a web page, so I'm going to do something like HTTPS, and that's going to be example.com here. Let's hit enter. Okay, website up and running. Okay, yeah, okay, save there. Okay, it's printed this out for us, and what it's done, it's saved the file and it's opened it and printed it out for us. Let me just zoom out of that because it looks a little bit cluttered. So that's what we got here. So we entered the web page, it told us the website is up and running, it told us it's getting the HTML and saving it to this path here, and it tells us the web page has been saved to this path. It opened the file, it read the file. Okay, let's go to here. This is web. Okay, that is the text file it created. Okay, so that's just about it for this video. Thank you very much for coming along with me, and if you want to, make sure you hit the subscription button below. It will really help out the channel, because the channel's not really doing a lot and it's not being promoted by those lot that run the platform. So if you can do that, that would be great, and drop me a comment, and I'll catch you in another video. So bye.